We're here with Tushar Chitra, Senior Director of Marketing for Oracle Financial Services. Welcome, Tushar. Could you tell me a bit about what you're hearing about at Sibos this week?
Well, it's a very interesting conference. We've been talking to a lot of customers, very interesting conversations. The first thing that you realize is that Oracle is so more relevant to the banks today. We are hearing customers come and talk to us on 3 different spectrums, and each of them are key pressure points when it comes to what they're trying to achieve. The first side that we are noticing is that banks want to go after growth. They want to break that barrier of how you're going to grow your install base, how you're going to take it forward, how you're going to go and improve your revenues. So in that spectrum, there are quite a few banks who want to talk to us about how can they try new things. The new things could be by way of different models of banking, be it by trying to get a mobile device in place, be it by trying to move out of their country and look at an international operations. In that, a lot of conversation around how do you take your bank away from the traditionally developed markets into some of the emerging markets. Asia for sure is a very big buzzword this year in the conference. Latin America is emerging, and on the other side, quite a few banks from Africa have come to the conference to learn on how they can compete with some of the larger players who are coming over into their country. So very interesting spectrum, and each of them is looking for, when I'm going into these markets, what kind of solutions do I need? Because they want to be clear on what kind of products they're going to launch. So that's a very interesting spectrum of things that's going on. On the second side, there's a lot of talk about how do I take cost out of my current environment. Is there some way where I can make things simpler? Can I improve the level of straight-through processing that's happening? So everybody's coming in trying to understand, with the new software versions that are coming out, we announced quite a few announcements at Sibos this year. They all want to know, is this going to help me remove some of the manual processes? Can we improve? What are the newer versions that are coming out? What improvements have come out? So that they can remove some of the costs in there. And our value proposition of hardware and software brought together, especially with Exadata and Exalogic, is something which customers are liking a lot. On the third side, a lot of conversation around risk and compliance. Traditionally in the bank, they found that the CRO is making his own set of reports, the CFO is doing his own set of reports, and the ops guys are doing their own set of reports. And the 3 of them, are they looking at the same version of the truth? Can they do things differently? And that's where a lot of discussions are happening around our analytical applications and our financial services data warehouse to understand how they can leverage those. How can they do this in a better manner than what they are doing today? We also gave out a report on how banks are doing a lot of things on Excel today. That was a study which we conducted, and they're understanding that a lot of things is happening on Excel. Can we move off Excel? That's a very interesting conversation which people want to have. Which are the areas in which it doesn't make sense any longer to do things on Excel simply because it's getting too big? And clearly our solutions really have the right messages, and it seems to be a viable option for them to look at. So that, I think, is in essence 3 top things: growth, cost, simplification, and risk management and compliance. Those I think are the top things for us at this conference.
Oh, great. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of interesting things happening at the show this year. Thanks so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you.